Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Another day, another deal in the world of Palantir. This one is from the Tampa General Hospital. Tampa General Hospital and Palantir partner to improve patient care through data and an analytics platform. This deal came out today after or right at the same time as the Palantir 5-year, $443 million CDC deal. We don't have any numbers on the Tampa General Hospital deal, but it did come as a second press release with the CDC deal. Now, before we get into the press release, I just want to go to Tampa General Hospital's website and kind of take a look at it. It is an actual hospital in Tampa Bay, Florida. It's a very big hospital. And as a result of it being sort of a very big hospital and having different locations and different subsidiaries that work with them, they do a lot of research and innovation. They work with a lot of healthcare professionals. They treat a lot of different diseases and problems and surgeries and all these different things. So it's one of those things where they are rooted in academic medicine in terms of the actual research of medical innovation and breakthroughs, which a lot of these hospitals and universities kind of get these grants to be able to do this research, because if you can figure out the cure to some of these problems, right, and you're a hospital that figured out the cure, then you have these doctors that are very well esteemed in that hospital and that build the brand of the hospital, which ultimately means more money for the hospital, but more recognition for the hospital as well. And it means they get to work on some of the hardest challenges. And if you're, a real doctor, a real academic institution at the intersection of medicine, you probably want to do some of the hardest things and help some of the people that have the hardest issues to deal with. They say we are ranked as the #1 hospital in Tampa Bay and ranked among the top 50 hospitals in the nation in 7 specialities, which means in 7 different verticals, they are they're part of the top 50 hospitals. So a pretty elite hospital. It makes sense for why they are choosing to operationalize their data with a company like Palantir. And again, the reason I gave that context about the Tampa General Hospital is because that hospital is choosing Palantir for a reason. You've got a very nice hospital, very strong hospital, picking one of the world's, I think, most strongest leading data companies to actually be able to build with them. Tampa General Hospital and Palantir Technologies, a leading builder of operating systems, today announced a partnership to improve patient care by deploying data and analytics through a connected hospital platform focused on driving operational research and clinical excellence. Through this partnership, Tampa General will be utilizing Palantir Foundry as the foundation of their data platform, employing AI capabilities to augment critical decision-making on the front lines and furthering its mission to become the safest and most innovative academic health system in America. So nothing too crazy outside of the fact of learning that AI capabilities around critical decision making, and that decision making can be in a variety of different verticals of the hospital, whether it's on supply chains or whether it's literally while you're doing surgery. All of that integrated through the research that the institution does from the Foundry software. Health systems today generate continuously increasing historic volumes of data through daily patient care, but existing tools provide limited support for wielding that data to create value, which makes sense. A lot of companies, organizations, governments, NGOs are dealing with the fact that they have all this data. What do they do with that data? Palantir is enabling Tampa General to take its organization to the leading edge of innovation in healthcare by integrating Foundry's ontology, which is again a single source of truth that connects everything together, with key data sources and applying advanced analytics to deliver insights to caregivers and decision makers across the health system, from improving operations to enhancing clinical care to accelerating research insight generation while ensuring the protection of patient privacy and appropriate use of sensitive data. Foundry has generated significant value for Tampa General, including improving hospital-wide patient flow through predictive planning and driving better adherence to targeting staffing ratios while reducing excess costs. So apparently Foundry has already worked with Tampa General, and now they're making this partnership a little bit more official, probably in the pilot phase is what Palantir calls it, where they kind of land into a company, they work with them a little bit, they show what they can do, they prove their value. And in this case, to be able to, from a hospital-wide patient flow perspective, to also reducing excess costs and making sure they have certain staffing ratios, because hospitals are always understaffed. Like all of that together being done through Palantir is where the time to value comes in. Put to the test during Hurricane Ian with the sudden expectation of influx in patients, Palantir rapidly extended the already existing data framework built on Foundry to configure an interactive, live 360-degree view of patients and providers. In under 24 hours, Palantir provided Tampa General with the ability to conduct scenario planning around patient-to-provider allocation and maximize timely care. Tampa General conducted mass outreach to staff members to make essential changes to staffing plans as the situation unfolded. Again, because staffing gets tough when there's a big outbreak that happens or a big issue like a hurricane. Both workflows have been repurposed for post-hurricane day-to-day operations, providing continual compounding value in Foundry. So Foundry was utilized when a hurricane happened in Florida. Lots of patients came in, 360-degree view of how those patients can be provided for, and now the day-to-day operations of the hospital continue to be rooted in Foundry because it is able to actually operationalize the data, and it showed how it operationalized the data back when Hurricane Ian happened. I mean, this when Karp says bad times are good for Palantir, his argument is when things go bad, because things always go bad, the question becomes what company steps up and has the technology to be able to resolve and mitigate the problems that are bad, and then as a result, basically create a case study for themselves that they can be used in a lot of other situations. Bringing together our data analytics and operations through Foundry not only enables our team members to see the big picture of how our hospital is currently running, but also predicts changes we need to account for, allowing us to optimize every decision we make, said Brian Hammond, Vice President and Chief Technology Officer of Tampa General. To us, our healthcare system is a place where people come for personalized care and for themselves and loved ones. Improving the insights we generate from data we already have available to us helps us with this mission, and Palantir has already demonstrated the power of our partnership in helping us triage the challenges of a Hurricane Ian at a moment's notice. In the next year of the partnership, Palantir and Tampa General will continue deploying Foundry to enhance existing operational use cases while expanding to new areas to drive better connectivity across the hospital, which may include supporting care pathway management, improving operating room schedule planning, improving utilization across critical service lines, and driving cutting-edge translational research initiatives. All different things that have nothing to do with actual like surgery and medicine and academic research, but rather the efficiency of the hospital in and of itself. So it seems like a pretty amazing use case. Palantir COO Sham Sankar says, Tampa General is a great example of a leading healthcare system that has prioritized finding the best technology available to improve outcomes for their patients, and we couldn't be more thrilled to be working together to influence the results that matter most. He also says, the fact that Tampa General's expertise paired with our best-in-class software has already powered a solution that took on the complexity and ambiguity of a natural disaster like Hurricane Ian is proof of the long-standing value this partnership will bring. At the end of the day, more deals like that, the better. And it's important to really read these press releases, right? Like, I know sometimes these press releases are fluff, but like, what is Palantir actually doing in the Tampa General Hospital, right? If you're a Palantir investor, you got to know that. Because if they're actually doing some really transformational things, if they're not only helping with logistics and supply chains, but they're actually helping with academic research, they're operationalizing data in 17,000 different verticals within one hospital that's very big, that has subsidiaries within the hospital, then you've got something that's being utilized in a very strong way. And why can't that be utilized in New Jersey, in New York, in California, in Texas, in different hospitals in the United Kingdom, which Palantir is trying to get this NHS deal, in different hospitals in Germany? I mean, like, hospitals, you talk about business, hospitals are everywhere. Hospitals are poorly run everywhere. And that's not to say hospitals are bad. Let's just say, look, when things happen, like, it's really hard to have the excellent staff, excellent servicing, excellent needs that are met. Like, it's a difficult thing to do. And the thing that makes it easier is having all that data in one place where people can easily see that data and then make decisions based on that data. And Foundry can be that single source of truth for every single hospital in the world. There's no reason why that can't happen. It's a go-to-market strategy risk. It's an execution risk. It's a sales risk. But if they can do what they're doing for Tampa and the Cleveland Clinic and the CDC, there's no reason they can't do that for every single hospital out there. It's just scale of growth. The question becomes, are they going to be able to do this? This is a good follow-up to the a 10-year Cleveland Clinic deal that they figured out that they were able to achieve and receive. And the whole goal of that was operationalizing data for patient flows, right? When a patient comes in the hospital, how do we make sure that when that patient's in the hospital, everything is taken care of from a data perspective so that they're staffed, so they get the right care, all that stuff. This Tampa General Hospital thing is like a smaller version of that deal for one specific place. But if that could be expanded to other hospitals across the world, there's no reason that couldn't actually happen. So those are my thoughts. Palantir Tampa General Hospital deal seems like a great deal. Let's see if they can continue to expand. Let me know your thoughts in the description or in the comments. Thanks so much for listening, watching. I'll see you in the next one.